What's up? Welcome to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar. This is pretty much the post-Thanksgiving hangover show. Hopefully you all had a good holiday weekend. It's a lot, holidays and everything. We're going to be talking Demon Slayer, ComicCon Special Edition, Sword Art Online, and some other fun stuff. So everybody, welcome. If you're watching this live, join us live in the chat. If you're watching it later, no worries, comment down below. At the top of this, what's up? I'm Kari Lane, and on this side,
Katie Cullen, and we've got it right. We're on the correct side this time. We are on the correct sides.
And I was like, oh, good.
The world, I guess.
Yes. Hey. So the big thing we're going to start with at the top of the show is Demon Slayer, because this was the finale of this arc. So this was the end of the movie if you watched the movie. And also with that, speaking of it being the end, Katie, when is the next season coming out?
Next week.
Yay!
The next season with an hour-long episode on December 5th. So that is this coming Sunday. Nice. Episodes will be airing on Sundays, and it looks like they are splitting season 2. Season 2 would air over the course of 2 periods of 3 months each. So we might get another mid-season split in the middle there. We'll see what happens. But for now, the Mugen train may have ended, but the hype train doesn't.
Hey! Well, it was derailed, but now it's back on course.
Oh, God, it was derailed, and then it was like, what if we also have a tragedy? Like, oh, God.
Yeah. So everybody, we are talking about the final episode, Demon Slayer Mugen Train arc, and the film, essentially. So if you've watched that, we're at the end now, so we can talk about it. If you haven't watched it, come back, go watch it, and then come back, because we're getting into stuff that happens. It's a pretty big deal that we've had to hold on to this whole time, and great job, everybody, not saying anything. Thank you very much, because we don't want to spoil anything. So, Katie, did you...
No manga spoilers.
Yeah, no getting ahead. I mean, we appreciate the manga stuff too, but no spoilers. Did you
along with the weekly anime, and we are not waiting for it to get out of Netflix jail. We are doing the weekly drops on Funimation.
Yes. Did you cry this arc?
Yes. I cried in the theater twice, and then even watching this today, just the bit with "I believe in you, I believe in all of you." I'm like, nope, I'm done. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Kat
I'm pretty
next to me, like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm having an emotion, kitty. It's fine.
You're like, let me hold you. I love you. Yeah.
Just like, okay, I know what's coming. I have been refraining from making Death Flag jokes this entire time. I've been behaving, and then it's like, oh, by the way, this happened. And I'm like, nope, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
Still too soon. Yeah,
too soon.
It was, I'm pretty sure I cried in the theater, and then this time it started when Tanjiro was yelling after the demon, and I'm like, oh, I like just seeing how much he cries. And then also when Inosuke started crying too, he's like, don't cry. And they're like, but you're crying. It's even coming through your mask. And I loved so much that they like made that funny, and it was nice to have that levity, because you are just like, this is really emotional, because they,
I kind of thought that we would get some form of epilogue with the episode. Like,
I was wondering if there'd be some.
No. We would have something, and it's just like, we're crying. Everyone knows he's gone, and then credits. Like,
Oh, dude, and even the Raven Crow. I'm like, Raven Crow's Crow. I'm like, I think it's Crows. Anyway, it crying too was a little bit of tears.
Crying. I don't know if you watch Honest Trailers, but Honest Trailers, yeah, they did one for Mugen Train when it dropped. And oh my God, just the back and forth, like, what's this? Well, it's this, making the jokes. And then at the end, just, I'm not crying, you're crying. Why is the bird crying? Just like, yeah, that is the correct response to all of this, is we're all crying, including the bird, which I don't think should be able to cry, but here we are.
You can cry through a mask of like a giant boar's head. I think our laws of how the world works are, ignored. Well, side note on that, I really like.
No. We're not bringing that wound closed. That's not happening.
No, I like that they're like, no, that's not going to happen. It's really great that it's a show, and especially this part of it, that showcased male characters crying and releasing that kind of emotion, and nobody was made fun of for it. Nobody was put down for it, and it was okay to cry. Kajiro at least goes like, it's all right, like, you need to stop yelling. But, that was not like stop crying, and it was just a, hey, and I just really like that they had that it was all right to be emotional, and that these characters are emotional and we're able to express it too.
Yeah, that was a little more, please don't open your stomach wound. We just breathed that close. Okay?
Yeah.
You have a survivable stomach wound. I don't. So get over here, because these are going to be my final words, and somebody needs to hear them, and that's going to be you.
And stop talking and listen to me tell you this.
Yeah.
Were you surprised? Like, did you think when you watched the first time that our hero was gonna die?
Yeah.
And yeah, okay.
Yeah. Again, we talked about this a little bit last episode, I think, about okay, we've defeated the train demon and his hilariously short-sighted plans. There's 30 minutes left in the movie. Oh no. Because at that point, with that fight, it's like one of them is going down. We don't have time for, in a couple of hours, the sun will rise. And it's just a matter of who. So you either end this movie with this person that we've come to know and love making this sacrifice, or you end this movie knocking down one of the upper six when they have been built up so incredibly much. And let's be real, our upper six demon was not gonna die. You don't introduce someone of that caliber and wax them 20 minutes of screen time later. That's not how a good story does it. So it was going to be Rengoku. Like, you spend the whole fight going, please no, please no, please no. And then like, well, saw this coming, but oh no. Oh,
they do a good job of making you go, maybe, possibly.
Damn it.
No. For those of you who watched it in theaters or when you watched it as a release of the episodes, did you think there would have been a chance, and how shocking was it to you? Leave a comment down below, because that was really like, but similar to other parts in this show, they continue to show how high the stakes are, which makes it more serious. And because some shonen, it's just like fight, and nobody's really in danger. But at least this one, in the power up scheme of things, they recognize we can't do this yet. We have to get better. In those cases, like, we need to go train. Let's go. But yeah, it's peril. It's dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had the whole arc earlier in season 1 with I cannot for the life of me remember his name, but the whole spider family. And we got to see what a member of the lower six looked like and fought like, and how difficult that was for our protagonist. And then having a Hashira show up and just completely end it, no effort needed, done. Like, we got the power gap between our group of protagonists and a Hashira. So now we see, not only do we introduce an upper six, but we get to see more of what a Hashira is capable of, and we get to see just how dangerous an upper six demon is.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a tragedy, because Rengoku was great, but it's a very, very good way of making the difficulty and the stakes extremely clear, not only to our protagonist, but to the audience. Going, there is a level here that you have not conceived of. We've seen
inconceivable.
Do it, but here's what a demon at that level looks like. It's like, okay, this is terrifying. Great. Yikes. This is a shonen show, and it's going to take us a long time to get there.
Yeah. It's that like
when you're in for another 30 volume shonen show. This is why I stopped watching Bleach.
All right.
Oh, that's unfair.
Giga Derek says, I expected Rengoku to die the same way I expected Mayhew's to die.
Too good to live, too pure? Yeah. Yeah.
And then also like the memories with his mom, and when she's like, "Let me hug you," and I'm like, "Oh," and seeing his mom at the end, like, "Are you proud of me?" I'm like, yeah, too
Seeing his
good.
mom, again, we
Mm-hmm.
got to see so much of Rengoku's family just from his dreams and from what he remembered. And I
Mm-hmm.
will be interested to see what roles his father and his little brother play coming
Yes.
up, because we got
Yes.
the go to my house, these are my last
Mm-hmm.
words for my remaining family, and also you might find something there that will help you.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way the show's not going to go there. Who knows
Mm-hmm.
how long it will take them to get there, but we've laid that path. There's no way we're not going to walk it. And we're going to
Right.
have some super tragic flashbacks when we get there, and we're going to make me cry again.
Right.
50
Uh,
episodes down the line, it's going to be like, well, we've made it to a family home.
yeah.
Here we go.
Just wait for that. Let me tell you the news. Yeah. Continuing on, Giga Derek said, yeah, both too good for the worlds they lived in. Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I mean, if he was going to go, that's probably the way he would have wanted to.
oh, it was so epic, those last moments. And he, even though, he lose, well, per Tantro, he didn't lose. So, but how he goes out, I think, was so cool. Of he was able to do so much in those final moments that you're just like, I
Yeah.
mean, you obviously feel that sense of loss because he dies, but it's not quite as like, not as depressing. You're more like, he went out and he was happy to do his duty. He did his job that no one died. So he's like, all right,
Yeah.
did my job. Yeah.
He kept this disaster from
Yes.
being a tragedy.
Yes.
And those are two very different things.
Yeah.
And just like, yeah, I'm a hashira. I will protect my juniors. We don't let the young buds get nipped. I'm like, nope, gonna die. Leave me here.
Yeah.
Leave me here with him. Gonna die.
It's like, did you bring your tissues? I hope you did.
Like, oh, it's a movie based on a shonen anime. I know exactly what I'm in for. And then that last 30 minutes is like, but do you though? And the answer was
mm-hmm.
no, no. I realized that I didn't know what I was in for when we got to, I have become one with the train. Like, oh God. Oh
Girl,
God, I was
okay.
expecting so little of this.
Yeah.
And yet here I am, emotionally devastated.
Yeah.
It's Demon Slayer. It's not DBZ. I should have known. DBZ movies don't make any sense and they don't have to. Demon Slayer has had one whole movie and they're like, let's do it. Okay. Fine,
so then at this
thanks.
point, anything else on the show and where do you think we're going next? And I mean, if you know, please no spoilers. But like where do we how soon after this do we think we pick up? Is it, because with where the show ended, the previous season before the train arc, it really is like, it literally picks right up. It's them walking to the train, end of season. Movie starts, they're on they're getting on the train. So do we think this next season's going to be the same thing of like, are we going to be right where they are in that by the train and like cleaning it up, or it's going to be them on to their next mission?
Demon Slayer doesn't drop time. If they're going to
True.
montage, they're going to make it very clear that they are montaging.
Mm-hmm.
So I would not be surprised if our first few minutes are, hey guys, for those of you who didn't watch the 7-episode version of this, did watch the movie, here's all the stuff that happened. Here's
Or
what we're
remind
doing.
you.
Let's go. Because like at the beginning of this arc, the beginning of the movie had the, hey, remember, they're joining him on the train. This is what we're doing. So we did get a little bit of a recap. I would not be surprised if once again we got a little bit of a recap and it was in the form of someone from the Corps showing up to help clean up the mess, because they're going to need medical personnel. They're going to need a way to get these people to the next civilization. Yeah.
And also, I hope we get some maybe like a backstory episode. I mean, it's all new content, but similar to how this arc had, hey, here's something brand new. Like maybe we'll get a like rewound, but not necessarily just new content, but like a rewound moment. Like, hey, here's what is happening at this same time, maybe, which catches us up to where our heroes are.
Yeah.
Oh, also that moment, he's like, your sister's okay with me. She saved the humans. I'm like, oh. We need the other hashira to get on that.
He was one of the, like, I want to say 2 or 3 hashira who were like, nope, she's a demon. We're done.
Yeah, he didn't have any time to think about it. Yeah. Or he didn't think about much.
Yeah, so for him to be like, actually, he'll probably start with that damper.
Giga Derek says, well, it'll probably start with that damper. Yeah, I know. You'll be fine. Well, I was wondering, we didn't get to see the family notified. So I was wondering if that would be where we pick up, because it's all the other hashira notified about his passing. So
here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Tanjiro that has to do it.
Because I was totally thinking that. Yes. Yep.
I don't know where his family house is.
Yes.
So it could be close. It could be nowhere near here. I did get a little blurb as to what the next season will be about in the article in which I found the air date. We are getting focused.
You guys share with the class.
Yeah, we're getting focused on another hashira, the sound hashira, the one with like the stones.
Cool. Yeah.
And it's going to be in the red light district. Like the red light district.
All right. Okay. Fun.
Yeah. I'm looking through the article now. Yeah, that's mostly what it is. It talked about a few of the key visuals we got, et cetera, but yeah, it's yeah, it's set in the red light district, so as a demon is, messing with it. But yeah, Yoshiwara, Japan's famous red light district, to track down a demon that's been terrorizing the area. Along the way, the second season promises to delve further into the complicated world of the hashira, with significant developments for Tanjiro and Nezuko along the way. So it's a season of Demon Slayer.
Yay! I know, right? I'm like, how is that any different?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, 2 sentences about setting, nothing giving away the big overarching plot. Like, this is what a blurb about an upcoming
season was a good description. Yeah. Give me vibe.
Hype, not enough to spoil.
Yeah.
Here we go. So, yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. So Giga Derek asks, what are the odds we'll follow each hashira to their deaths?
I'm going to go with not good, considering that we've already had 2 with significant screen time who are still alive, and it's Rengoku who broke the mold here. I think...
I was debating. I'm like, do I want people to tell us? No, you can make your theories.
No.
I think...
No, that's part of the no spoilers thing. Don't tell me anything. I don't follow hashira to their deaths because for one,
it'd take too much time.
Stale. Here's a new character. Now they're going to die. And plus the hashira there's 14 of them? They are supposed to be our most powerful demon slayers out there. If they start dropping like flies, then that becomes an informed trait rather than a shown trait. We don't want a legion of dwarfs. We just don't.
I think we might. I think some. Well, there you go. In a prediction wise, so yeah, don't tell us. I would think some will possibly die over the course of like defeating the big baddie by the end, like the main source. I don't think we would necessarily follow along. It might be a bit more like we see some of it, and then they'll be like, "Oh, by the way, this one didn't make it." Like it'd be more of like we're notified about it rather than like see the process. Yeah.
But I also don't think every time we have an arc that adds a hashira into the mix that we're going to end that arc with that hashira.
No.
Like
that'd be also like too much. That'd be too heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it becomes, oh hey, we're meeting a hashira. They're gonna be dead in about 6 episodes. Cool, great, awesome. Yeah. Again, we have 2 already who God, we met one of them in episode 1, our water hashira. I don't remember anyone's names. I'm good at this. I'm not good at this at all. I'm good at this. I remember their elements or what they look like.
It's been a while, but yeah, the water one. Hey, it's not right. It's like this.
Our poison hashira, our butterfly hashira, has been around.
I like her.
She's great. But she's been around for a chunk of time.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't.
We've seen them for a bit.
Here's a hashira. Bye.
I guess the other
was our heartbreaking trend breaker.
The question is, how long is it going to take for Tanjiro, Inosuke, and my brain's not working again. Thank you. Our post Thanksgiving hangover show. I'm curious how long it's going to take for them to get to, maybe not all the way to Hashira level, but like how long till they get at least close. Because it's like,
shown in hell. It could take a while. We are in long-running Shonen Hell in a show that has done one montage over the course of, I want to say 3 months, and that was more for the purpose of, you have broken ribs and those need to heal than anything else. Power-up montage, sure, but also, you have broken ribs. This is not a show that likes to montage. Either these kids are going to develop really quickly, or we are in for an extremely long haul, or both.
Or somewhere in the middle. Maybe somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Venn diagram overlap, but again, this is a Shonen Jump manga. Those go forever. Those go forever. Yes.
Is there anything else you want to add on Demon Slayer before we move on?
I am excited for our hour-long premiere next week.
Yes, so everybody be ready. It's an hour. So
yeah, and still crying. Still just like,
I know.
R.I.P. Rengoku. We miss you. He was too good.
It's just sad.
You knew the second he was like, sure, I'll train you all, is the point where we went, just to hang that death flag on him. I'll train you. Oh no, you're a mentor now, and mentors die.
Yeah. It was sad, but it was good. And again, like I said, I think it gave good depth. Before wrapping up, I like this too. More from Giga Derek. We got water, butterfly, poison, flamboyant, rage boy, stone. That's all I remember for Hashira.
Snake.
And an odd dad. I dig it. I dig it. It's been, well, you know what? To be fair, to all of our memory's sake, we haven't heard their names in a while. So, just saying. But they do a good job of like conveying what type they are, and at least we can remember. All right, like that is, but that's kind of pivotal. Like they are this, you know.
Yeah. We got this montage. We got love. We got Snake. I cannot believe that Snake is an element, but here we are.
He's like the wind one. I think he's wind. I think he's wind.
I'm just gonna go with Snake.
I want to give a quick shout out because it's post ComicCon too, so I'm a bit feeling run down. So thank you so much, Lady B, Miniatures Art. So seriously, green hair is awesome. Thank you. It's one of those, you know, when you're like really.
Hi.
I know. Hello, new person. Hello. You know when you're feeling kind of like, and then somebody says something. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm here and I'm functional, and they're like, "You're beautiful."
You're like, it'll be the other teared up eyes. You know, you're like, "Oh, thank you." Yeah. So we could go on and on about the elements and how we remember, but I think that's a good spot. We're excited for more. Stay tuned because then we will be covering, as we're doing now. If you're new, we'll be covering them weekly as well, Monday nights at 7:30. So Demon Slayer plus other nerdy, cool news and things.
Watch along with us. It'll be fun.
Yes. Speaking of, we're excited that the Demon Slayer is a new season, but other things I would say that we are excited about. Did you have any real quick before I get into a longer thingamabob?
I have a very large container of turkey in my fridge. That's what I'm excited
about. That's a good thing to be excited about.
I did nothing with any new media over Thanksgiving. I went home with my parents for 5 days. And guys, sometimes a vacation is very, very long and also very, very short. And it was somehow one of those. So we aren't kidding about this being the post-Thanksgiving hangover show. Both of us were very focused on what we were doing over Thanksgiving. And now getting back into the groove is a little wild. And
since it is post Thanksgiving, I understand people might not be watching this live, and that's okay because Lady B Miniatures ads, I'm new, want to walk into the one viewer streams because they need support too. I like it. Thank you. Well, smiley face. And Giga Derek needs company. Yay!
Giga Derek is the old guard.
Yay!
Giga Derek is here every week.
So then
I love it.
Speaking of, Giga says, I'm mildly excited for a surgical consult on Wednesday, followed by hibachi. Nice.
Well,
that is a yeah, we wish all the best on that. We have all kinds of things we get excited about on here. From serious,
tell me about ComicCon.
Yes. So let's do ComicCon Special Edition. And I'm like, oh, good, I spelled that right. Because again, it's post-Thanksgiving hangover. It's post-ComicCon hangover. So it was ComicCon Special Edition this past weekend in San Diego. So ComicCon happened. It was weird. That will be my first thing. I had a great time, but it was weird. And how I mean weird is, imagine it was holiday season, which I mean it was, but go with my metaphor for a moment. Imagine it's holiday season, Christmas time, whatever holidays you want to put there, where lights are up, decorations are up. But imagine it's that time and none of those decorations are there. It's just weird because you're like, wait, isn't there supposed to, there's, oh, okay. So there were like there was like nothing. It's like, did anybody tell San Diego Comic-Con is happening? There's no art on the restaurants. There was very minimal offsite events. Go check out our Twitter, a Fanversation. I got to check out the La Brea experience, got a cool water bottle, and they had some cool pictures. There was a Peacemaker thing, which also, side note, apparently John Cena showed up at the masquerade dressed as Peacemaker and had other Peacemakers there. So shout out to him. That's awesome. That's really cool that he did that. So that was the other like installation. And then there's another one for an animated, it's like Freak Brothers had another thing too. So very minimal. And it was also weird being in almost December. It was cold. Comic-Con's normally like baking. Yes. So Lady B asks, I take it ST Comic-Con was moved due to COVID. Yes. So it didn't happen the last couple of years because of COVID. So they did, originally it was, they did an online edition before for last year. And then this is like, all right, well, we're going to do it this year. We're just going to do it Thanksgiving weekend. So also there was a lot less people. Now, that's probably a good thing for a lot of people. I met a lot of people that this was their first con ever, and that is a beautiful thing. That's like, you're like, oh, it's our first one. You're like, I'm so excited for you.
Probably their first opportunity to get to Comic-Con, because let's be real, those tickets are like the Hunger Games.
Yes.
Good
yes.
luck.
So it was a lot less people because it's post-Thanksgiving weekend. Probably travel for COVID and everything, like people had a hard time. So regarding that, you had to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. They gave you a wristband. I took mine off because it was multiple days. And so I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm done. I can take that off and keep it as my souvenir. So you had that to get into the building. Yes. And then you had to wear a mask at all times while you're inside. And it was different, but it still was good. It was nice to be able to hang out with friends and everything. Stay tuned. We do have some interviews that are going to be on the Fanversation channel, which is where you are here. Make sure to subscribe so you get up to date on those. Talk to Rod Roddenberry, who is the son of Gene Roddenberry, about a Comic-Con museum exhibit. The Destination Fear. It is a show on Discovery Plus. And stay tuned for those interviews, as well as spoke with some martial artists who were involved with Shang-Chi. So stay tuned for that, because I got footage of them doing their thing. I was like, yes, please do stuff. It was amazing. So that was cool. It was weird, but I'm glad it still happened. I really hope, everything will be on track, that it can happen as it is. It'd be nice for Comic-Con to be what it was, but maybe scale back the amount of people, like down to like 70%, maybe 80% of what it was. Because it really, I've been going to Comic-Con, side note, for like pretty much 15 years plus. And it's, it's changed, which is fine. Things change, they grow. But it's just gotten to the point where it's really crowded for some people, that your experience is really diminished because either A, you can't get into your panels, you can't walk the floor, you can't really enjoy yourself because it's like shuffle through people and everything. So I hope it comes back for next year. I think it will be different next year, but I hope, somewhere in between what this was and what it was before, happy medium.
Odds are, and I know this is one of those like, oh, that's so pessimistic, but guys, odds are we'll still be doing vaccination checks and wearing masks, etc. next year. Like, I don't see that going away anytime soon, especially with stuff.
Not with new variant. There's extreme sarcasm if anybody's questioning that. Yeah, no, it's one of those like, but you know what? It's okay. They were a pretty good job of doing that pretty quickly, of getting people through. You left your wristband on. So you know what? It's what it is. And just follow along with that. And it's fine.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if for this next coming year, even with conventions coming back, we have smaller attendance either enforced by the convention themselves or by people who are not able or not willing to attend, because we're still looking at people who are, for example, immunocompromised, who can't take that risk even if they are vaccinated. So that sort of thing. I can see conventions coming back this year, but changing quite a bit depending on the convention itself and the location. Because I don't think conventions in a lot of Texas are going to have a lot of vaccine checks, but Los Angeles definitely is.
I'm curious because LA ComicCon is coming up this weekend, and I'd be curious what their procedures would be and how they would run theirs. And anime,
they have the same one as San Diego. I'm pretty sure because it's Los Angeles has an extremely stringent vaccination check policy. Like, there are a number of things that you cannot get into without proof of vaccination. So I would imagine that their vaccine or COVID test and masking policy is going to be much the same as San Diego's was, if not more strict. So we'll see.
Then there's Anime LA coming up in January, but that's Long Beach, which is not LA County. So,
but there's, if you're a doctor, if you're a Whovian, there's Gallifrey coming up in February, which is my home convention that I've been working for a decade. And they have definitely come down on the must be vaccinated or have proof of a test, must be masked the entire time. Yes, even if you're cosplaying.
Though, you know what? Use it as an opportunity to decorate it with your outfit. All my masks match my outfits. I mean, I wore just more casual clothes, but decorated. Giga Derek said, went to Anime NYC, much the same for vaccination checks. Okay, cool. So we'll see. It's an interesting landscape. If you want to continue the discussion about cons and where they're going, be sure to, you can message us online, which we'll get back to this again later, but you can also leave comments down below.
We're going to. Maybe we'll be there. Who knows? Yeah,
let us know about what conventions are in your area, what you're excited about con-wise. And
y'all know I'm going to Galley. I just said it, so.
Right, you're like, hey, stay tuned for LA Comic-Con. We're waiting to see on that. But yeah, like I said too, stay tuned for Comic-Con interviews. Those are coming out very soon. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you can be up to date on that. And semi-pivot, because that's pretty much the most I would say for Comic-Con. Also, just stay tuned. I have a lot of cool videos and pictures I posted that will be coming out soon.
She does good stuff.
Thank you. Oh, I got some of the martial arts stuff. I'm making a TikTok of it. I just need to finish editing it. It's in my drafts. Okay, I wanted to pull this up real quick because welcoming our new people. Lady B Miniatures and Art says, is it bad I'm into old school anime? Absolutely not. That is amazing. We like all anime here.
As we speak, I have a group of friends and we're doing a Yu-Gi-Oh rewatch, and that sucker dropped in 2000. Oh my God, 2004, 2002. It dropped early.
Not to date you unless you want to be dated. Regarding time, that's a different kind of show, yo. What? For Lady B Miniatures, what are you considering old school though? Because per right now with Katie's reference, 2000s for some people is considered old school. 90s, are we talking 80s? Like what are some of your old school favorites? Because we are fans of all kinds, and old and new, welcome here. So let us know some of your favorites, and that is a question posed to everybody as well. Comment down below some of your older favorites, and that range could mean whatever for you. Because if you just got into anime now, everything's old for you. If you just started today,
Bebop is good.
That could be anything. So that's amazing.
Yeah, tell us what you're into. And if you, like me, are also rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu Yu Hakusho, because I guess if it starts with a Y, I'm into it. Who's your favorite character? Let's talk.
Yes. Right? It's a whole thing.
It's easy.
All right. So then our last segment here, because it's our post-Thanksgiving edition, we're going to be changing up a little tiny bit. But this is the little shorter, but I mean, it's pretty much about the same time. So these are things that you should be checking out. But also, sorry, real quick on that, because we jump around on here, because that's how our anime minds work. Giga Derek says, hey kids, remember Monster Rancher? Yes, we absolutely talked about that show on here a little bit. So love that show. That was really fun. So good reference.
Yeah, back when the Fox block was Digimon and Monster Rancher back to back on weekday afternoons.
Yes. I was going to say it's like...
Farm remembers.
I remember that. That was my Saturday mornings and stuff. Alrighty. Stuff you should check out. Katie, is there anything you've watched, read, or whatnot that you would like to recommend to our amazing viewing people here?
Yeah, I'm kind of wearing my recommendation here.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me...
Ruby.
I did see a Ruby cosplay. Wait, there you go. Do it again. I took the banner down. Nice. I did see a Ruby cosplay at ComicCon. So
nice. Ruby is fun. There is debate on whether or not it's anime in much the same way there is debate on whether, say, Avatar The Last Airbender and Teen Titans are anime.
Those are American anime, that I would say, but yes, continue. That's a debate too, yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me. Ruby was created by the Texan company Rooster Teeth, also known for Achievement Hunter, which is its Let's Play division, and Red vs. Blue, its flagship animation, which was Machinima made in Halo. Ruby is... I don't know if Ruby was one of its first all-animated forays, 3D animation, and it starts off what looks like it might be a sort of... it starts off looking like it's going to be a magical school anime. And then it goes completely batshit insane. It's so hard to talk about what the plot is now without spoiling some major things. But Ruby is a world where humans are often armed, and we have humans who are trained to be huntsmen and huntresses to fight against what are known as the creatures of Grimm, which are shadowy creatures made of darkness and exposed bone, which is, they're incredible designs that feed on and are attracted to negative emotions. And every character in this show is based on a story. Like our four titular characters are R, W, B, and Y. Ruby is based on Red Riding Hood. Weiss is based on Snow Queen. Or I could have quoted that wrong. It's been so long. Blake is based on Beauty and the Beast, and Yang is based on Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears. And the Three Bears. Oh my God, this is the Hangover show. I'm losing words.
It's okay.
It's one of those shows where they spend the first few seasons finding their footing. Almost all of the voice actors are brand new. The animation is done in Poser because it was created by the late, great Monty Ohm. And Poser was his canvas, his art. He's incredibly good. And for those of you who recognize the name Monty Ohm, yeah, the fight choreography in this show is unbelievably good. It takes a little bit to get going. It's one of those where you can't just give it an episode, because in the first season, the episodes were 5 and 6 minutes apiece because it was Rooster Teeth animation and they were still kind of working on getting their feet under them in a way that wasn't machinima. But you give it a season, you give it the first 3, it's about 3 hours of your time, and see where it goes from there. Because this is a show that's building a shadowy underbelly. This is a show that's building forces that have been at work for hundreds upon hundreds of years, if not more. This is a show that gives you its lore slowly and piecemeal, but in such a way that every time they give you a plot drop, it's like, oh my God. And you sit back and you think about things that happened previously, and it reframes everything you know. So far, we have 8 seasons. Season 9 is in the works. I think the longest season tops out at like 2.5 hours. So Ruby is basically a dedicated weekend watch if you want to catch up. Right now, they're doing a little interim season that's currently airing, and it's basically showing the fairy tales of Remnant, the fairy tales that are in universe for this world based on stories. So they're kind of taking a break from the big overarching everything that's going on. So now is the perfect time to catch up and then to come cry in the corner with me because, oh my God, the ending of season 8. Holy cow, you guys. Incredible.
Nice.
Yeah. It takes a little
Yeah.
bit to get going, but when it does, amazing. Highly recommended.
Yes.
Watch Ruby. It's all on YouTube.
Nice. Speaking of where to watch things and also throwback, Giga Derek mentions for watching older anime was back in the day, was on Sci-Fi Channel and Jetix. Yes, I remember that.
Oh man.
Throwback. That's our right? Yes. So that does sound, I've been familiar with Ruby. I just haven't gotten a chance to get into it, but I do think the art style is pretty cool.
Do it. Love yourself.
But you're like, do it. Okay.
The art's
Okay.
good. The art's fun. The music is amazing.
So more stuff you should check out. So I was pulling this up here so I have the information. So there is a new, and this is also just a brief review as well because I got to see a screener for it. The new Sword Art Online progressive Aria of the Starless Night is coming to theaters December 3rd. So you can get your tickets now, but the thing about it that's really cool that you can go see on their Twitter at Sword Art USA. I have a screen over here, so don't mind me looking over here, everybody. So on December 2nd, if you're in the Los Angeles area, they're doing a special screening at the Aratani Theater, which is a really cool theater in Little Tokyo. And it is going to have there we go. It's going to have hopefully, and it's one of those, hopefully, because it's one of those like events. Yes, that's the plan. Alex Von David, who is the English voice director of the English dub. It's also going to have Jeremy Lay, who plays Asuna. And I do apologize if I don't say her name right because I have not met her yet. So I'm like, I think so. Is Anaris Quinones, who plays Mito, who is a brand new character that was is not in the light novels, but is in this film. So this film is if you've only seen season 1 or if you've never seen Sword Art, you could watch this film. So this starts before a little bit they go in. And this is kind of focusing a bit more on Asuna, what she was like before. Jeremy does a great job. And then Alex Von David, great job directing because I really noticed that the Asuna and Kirito, we get to see them at the beginning of it all. So there's such a difference from where they end up when you know where they're going. And so to hear them, I'm like, wow, it really does sound like a different person in a good way. Like in terms of they have not grown into who they're going to become. So it's like, ooh. So it fills in a lot of the gaps of how everything started at the beginning and also how in the first season, Ironclad, there's like some time jumps. So this kind of fills in what was happening during those times and kind of just shows you a side of Asuna that we haven't seen before because this is her before she's as vamped as she becomes.
And Jeremy has consistently killed it as Asuna.
Yes.
Really good.
And it is very, and again, like I said, it's really good too in terms of like if you already watch a show and you have a friend who's like, oh, what's Sword Art? You could take them to this, they won't be lost, which I really appreciate that with different kind of anime movies is if you could bring new people in. It is cool that the way it ends and the way it goes, it really kind of made me, I haven't had time yet, but it makes me want to go back and like see how the beginning starts to be like, oh, okay, how does this piece together? In my head because it's been a while because I'm like I watched it when it first came out, which was a while ago. But yeah, definitely go check it out. If you're a Sword Art fan, I highly recommend checking out the new film again, coming out December 3rd, and then the special LA event December 2nd. Go check out Sword Art USA on Twitter for more information, and you can see all the links in there and everything. But yeah, I'm a fan, and so I really liked it, and I think you should check it out if you are a Sword Art fan.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Yes, and that gets us to the end. So thank you so much, everybody who joined us live. If you're watching it later, awesome. Welcome. Comment down below your thoughts on the stuff we talked about. Katie, where can people, where can they find you online? Anything else you want to plug? I'm like, I don't know what that gesture is. I'm tossing.
We're doing the Macarena. As long as we're going for nostalgia, why not? You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet, Kiaxet. You can see it. I messed that up over there. I was doing so well and then I forgot. Yeah. just hang out there. We have a good time. If I'm doing anything else, I promote it there. Yes. It's mostly just going to be a lot of seasonal stuff right now because it's the holidays. Happy Hanukkah to everyone who's celebrating. That started either last night or tonight. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Today.
I think it's today.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays to everyone. We love you guys.
Yeah. And you all can find me online. There we go. I'm just going to do this and be like, and what direction I go? Yes, right here. At Kari DeLand on all the social media platforms. Right now I have, as you can tell, my voice is a little scratchy from so much talking at Comic-Con and having to talk loudly through masks and things. Sorry, quick note too. Kiki Derek says last second thing, I started Critical Role and loving it. Take care, everybody. That was a recommendation by Katie. So yay!
Oh, yeah. Which campaign did you start on? You gotta let me know. Post it in the comments because we're signing off now. But like, my dude, we gotta talk.
So yeah, go check out my Twitter. I've posted some Comic-Con stuff. I'll be posting more, as well as here on Fanversation. So stay tuned for those interviews, editing those, because this time it's been kind of fun. Sorry, quick pause again. Vox Machina.
Yeah, Vox Machina. All right.
Machina. There we go. That's all. It's been kind of cool because these videos this time, I've added some like additional photos and B-roll because normally when you do red carpet interviews, you don't really have time for that. That they're a little more just straight interviews. So it's nice to include some extra footage. For example, the Gene Roddenberry Museum interview with his son, Rod Roddenberry, that got some footage of the museum from him. So that's really cool. Stay tuned for that. And then also on TikTok, I post all kinds of fun and random videos and reviews too. So thank you so much for joining us here Monday night, 7:30. Tell your friends, come join us. It's nighttime at the Nerd Bar, which I'm like, it feels appropriate of it's nighttime. And we hang out. Yep. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we'll see you next time. See ya.
Bye.